Wait, what? This is not Dark Souls 1. Epic music! Don't cheat! Oh, what kind of options do we have? Well, for some reason we're at 1440p. Let's put borderless windows on. That has broken everything! Quality settings. Advanced settings. Motion blur. Does it not want to run at 4K? I wonder. Let's see. Display blood. Yes. HUD. On. Launch settings. Play offline. Screw any of that online stuff. Oh, actually, no. No. Because I want the bits and pieces, don't I? Button settings. We don't seem to have any options for faffing around. With controller prompts. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, buttons. Image on the right is barely visible. Camera axis is fine. Cinematic effects on. Character creation. Right. I have not seen anything about Elden Ring. Everything that has been released for the game since the initial announcement stuff, I've not looked at. So I don't know what the character classes are. I don't know squat about the game. I'm going in basically blind. Confessor. Faith, eh? I like my faith builds. Prisoner. Samurai. Prophet. Also a faith build. Astrologer. So, they're a sorcerer of some kind. Hero. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 classes. I just want to know what the little golden thing is. What are we going to play? Bandits. So they start off with a staff, a sword, a shield, and something. Confessor. I don't know what that did. Yes, slender or buff. Age, confessor. A church spy, adept at covert operations. Equally adept with the swords they are with their incantations. Keepsake. Increases max AP. Uses to gain runes. Reinforces sacred flasks. Container for items. Sacred. A boiled prawn? Shabriri's woe attracts enemy aggression. For now, as character number 1, we will go with the extra HP. And I'm going to be super imaginative when it comes to the character name for the first one, because I always am. buff. Draconian. These don't seem to make any difference whatsoever to stats and stuff, so is there a preview? Quarter of an hour into the video. Well, no, quarter of an hour into the recording. And here we go. So, all I know about the setting is what we saw from the cinematic trailer.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
Some nice artwork. That made me jump.
Was shattered.
That was dumb.
In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found.
Well, that's not good. Probably.
And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish.
Ow.
Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards.
You have a few hands there, sir.
Elden Ring.
And are those tentacles? They're mostly tentacles.
The mad taint of their newfound strength.
Ew.
Triggered the shattering.
That's lovely.
A war from which no lord arose.
Ah, you saw this person in the trailer.
A war leading to abandonment by the greater will.
Many capitalized pronouns. Proper nouns.
Rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all.
Yeah? Big liony person?
chieftain of the Badlands. The ever-brilliant Gold Mask.
It's very FromSoft, isn't it, this?
The deathbed companion.
Excuse me?
The loathsome dung-eater.
Nice.
And Sir Gideon Ofnir. The all-knowing.
Is he covered in ears? He looks very covered in ears. Interesting that that's all been done with artwork as opposed to pre-rendered stuff, which is how they would normally have, or previously have done that.
And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no.
That'll be us. A tarnished. A tarnished is a tarnished.
Cross the fog.
Even in the lands between.
To the lands between.
Fog, you say? In a FromSoft game? How very odd.
Stand before the Elden Ring.
Do I gotta?
And become the Elden Lord.
Okay. Main quest accepted. I like not knowing anything about this. New, the ring. Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Okay. We're in. I've no idea how fast the game's running. Seems to be running alright. I've heard that the PC port ain't great. First off, good luck. Thanks. No. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as Elden Lord. Tarnished's wizened finger. Okay, let's take a... Oh, okay. Menu looks very different to what I was expecting. With the inventory menu, you can browse the items you're carrying, drop them on the ground, throw them away, or use tools. Use to write messages to other worlds. Nice. Gestures. Hey! I've just shoved my weapons and stuff up my back. No. Okay, so left bumper brings our shield up. Right, left trigger is parry. Attack. Attack. Shocking nobody. It's the Dark Souls animation. Alright. My Chapel of Anticipation. Interesting that we've got a compass at the top of the screen. This is my very first look at any of this. Circle for roll. Jump. Square. I'm going to have to use the PlayStation controller names because that's what I've got handy. Triangle doesn't seem to do anything. Right stick clicks us back. And left stick makes us sneak. I'm intrigued as to why there's so many bloodstains knocking around here. Rolling ahead. Try jumping? No, don't think I will, actually. Thanks for the advice, though. Camera controls are on R. Try jumping. Good look ahead. Yeah, I'm going to go down this way. Screw you online messages. Didn't expect Elden Ring. First off, something incredible. Door ahead. Lies. Many lies. As if you can trust the online messages. Ooh. Holding down the triangle button seems to bring up our pouch. Okay. So left on the D-pad switches between our shield and whatever that is. Okay. So that's whatever our casting tool is. Nothing particularly novel or different or unusual here. Are you ready? It's a FromSoft game, of course not. Seek Center. Good luck. First off, ambush. Elden Ring ahead. Secret ahead. Treasure chest ahead. Ah, dung. Why is it always sadness? Why is it always sadness? How very true. Visions of God. Ah. Nothing hidden around here. It's very pretty. And has a different aesthetic to the kind of washed outness. Be wary of strong foe. You ready? Still no lover? Yeah, ain't that the truth. Right. Hi, friend. Grafted Scion. You have reach. Oh. I think that killed me. Nice. Blub, 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 blub. We have been thrown into the water. I shall come back for you, Grafted Scion. I let you off easy there. I wonder how many people defeated the tutorial boss. Hello? Hoss. Antler Hoss.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on her side.
Uh-huh.
We found her here after all.
So Torrent is the name of the horse. I hope your boots are waterproof. Oh, that's not going to help, is it?
One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring.
Roll credits.
even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Setting up that mystery. Hands are going to be very prune-like. My head. Flask of Crimson Tears. Flask of Cerulean Tears. Visions of Fingers. Okay, so we've got our Estus flasks. Could this be something incredible? Don't give up, skeleton! Oh, that's the purple thing up there, yes. I'm sure we'll be able to get round to that. Hello? Brave Tarnished, take the plunge of learning and remembrance. Recall the arts of war and your warrior's blood. But down there... Behold, Tarnished. Go on then. Let's... Behold, jumping off. Why is it always coughing? I've got to stop reading all these out loud. First off, Pickle. Sites of Grace. They are our bonfires. Refill our flasks, restore bits and pieces. Enemies defeated will be revived. Yes. Ah. Lost Grace discovered. Don't need to rest. We are fine as we are. Okay, so it does not use the charge backstab thing, as in Bloodborne. I assume that it uses the more Souls-like one. Oh no! Oh no! Yada yada. You dead. Sorceries and incantations. You can memorize sorceries and incantations at Sites of Grace. Must have a staff equipped to cast sorceries or a sacred seal. That was the thing that we had. Could this be an item? No. Using an ornament in your left hand or both hands to guard against... In your left hand or both hands? Oh, it's got little glowy bits on my feet. That's cool. Well, that's not how you do the parry timing. But, to be honest, I was always utterly shit at parrying in Souls games. See? Let's see if we can actually get there. Because these guys are doing no damage, so... Oh. Come on. Come on. Nah. As I said, never been good at it. So, no massive surprise that I'm not good at it here. Behold, jumping! Ooh! In every corner of the lands between, you'll find fruits and flowers. Okay. So we can harvest stuff. Somebody's shooting a crossbow by the sound of it. Wielding armaments. Each hand can be equipped with up to 3 armaments, allowing you to toggle between them. Oh, Y plus right bumper. Or left bumper. I'm getting quite a lot of stamina. I can two-hand my shield. Okay, that's what we're doing for the rest of the game now. Whoa! Okay, I was expecting that to be a bit of a joke, but... Oh, there was a charge attack on that. Shield only run confirmed. Ah, message. Bye. I don't think he died. Armaments have special abilities called skills. Highly varied, range from attacks, yada yada. I feel very silly. Oh, I like the fact that our cloaks are now kind of covered in ickiness. Crouching. Suck it. Trot, trot. No thanks. Are the things hidden in the grass? Right bumper near a back-turned enemy. Maybe not near enough? Or maybe that was the critical hit. Who knows? Stance breaking. Some attacks may break an enemy's stance, giving you a chance to perform crits. Aha. Right trigger while jumping. I am enjoying this way more than I should be for battering people with a shield. Stakes of Marika. Upon dying, you'll be revived at the last site of grace that you visited. However, if there is a stake of Marika near where you died, you can choose to be revived there instead. Still no Elden Ring. No, indeed. Uh-oh. It's time to traverse the mist. Soldier of Godric. Guard counters. Immediately after blocking an attack. Guard counter. Nice. Get wrecked. Enemy felled. Enemy felled over. Yeah, definitely. I wonder if we can equip a shield in each hand. Because that would be hilarious. And the very fact that we can use it offensively in this manner has already amused me. Ah! We're here. But that doesn't explain how to get the purple thing. We have a map. I mean, admittedly, I've just pressed the map button instinctively because I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West. No, 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 no. Bloodstain? I don't believe. There's a lot of bloodstains here. I find that quite suspicious. Yeah, right, that doesn't explain how we get up there. We don't have a torch, do we? No. Okay, so you press Y. Gotcha. Not going to remember how... Ah, opportunity. Not going to remember how to do that in actual combat, but that's fine. Ooh, that's foggy. Lost Grace discovered. Let's rest here. Flasks, memorize spell, sort chest. In this menu, you can place items that you're carrying into the chest for storage or take them out. Mm-hmm. Silences footsteps, reduces fall damage and sound, or heals a small amount. That allows us to change our flasks. Okay. But not level up. No. Because we don't have one. Cooperative multiplayer. Use tarnished furled finger to write a gold summon sign. Cooperative multiplayer will begin once you've been summoned by a player from another world. You will take the role of an ally, furled finger, and your objective is to defeat the area boss. Don't care. Don't use it. Lies. Right, I guess we can't do this unless we use the key thing. Pots must be smashed. It is the law. Liar ahead. Didn't expect hidden path. Didn't get one. Unless, and this would be hilarious, if the hidden paths were randomized. Why is it always pickle? Okay. Elevator goes up in much the same way as normal. Oh. First off, head. try attacking. It's like a dream. Limgrave. So, yeah, visually gorgeous view. Strongly agree. That's a little bit blurry of a skybox. Touch Grace. Ooh, there's a guy on a horse down there. Grace exists to guide the tarnished and lead them along the proper path. Golden rays. Oh, I see, yes. So that's guiding us towards that tower. Use the map to check your current position. Oh, it even shows you the... Okay. Hello?
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we?
No
Come to
lip
the
syncing.
lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm?
You're covered in
Of
blood,
course
sir.
you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without
Personally
guidance,
attacked.
without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Roundtable Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Burn. Fine. Thanks. Oh, yeah. It's a Souls game. Talk to them multiple times.
You, however, there is one
Until they start repeating
shining
themselves.
ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare.
Mm-hmm.
Take care to listen. Are you familiar with
Stay a
grace?
while.
The golden light that gives life to you, tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times.
Uh-huh.
That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance
indeed.
holds the answers.
It is called
It
Grace.
will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow.
Our path is going
even
past
if it
big guy
leads
with
you
horse
to
and lots
your
of armor.
grave. Grace's guidance to castles, the home of the decrepit demigod. It's time you saw castles if you seek the...
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see birds. Not quite the maidens that we were after, but... Ah! Oh, there's loads of stuff around here as well. Bird! Oh, bird! Oh, yeah, that's not run, is it? Run is holding down circle. What is that? Oh! Flight pinion. That didn't work. Ah, there's no fancy picking animation. Oh! Bye, skull! I actually thought it was a creature. So I was going to attack it. Eldleaf flower. I want to know what this red square icon thing is. That skull does not feel like it's got a lot of weight. Oh. That skull has got stuff in its eyes. Read message. No enemy ahead. I don't believe you. Just for now. We're going to skirt Clippity-Clop Knights. Let's bring our sword out. See if there's a bonfire here. Sorry, a site of grace here. There's a red thing here. Is that Santa? It's not Santa, but it looks a lot like Santa. Strengthening armaments. At a smithing table, you can spend runes and smithing stones to strengthen your armaments. And there's a blacksmith. Shocking. Okay. Ah, friend. There is a site of grace. I thought there would be. Fast travel. Fast travel. In my Souls game. Hi, friend.
You're a tarnished. I can see it. But I
We'll
can
go it
also
away.
see that you're not after my throat.
Not yet.
Then why not purchase a little something?
Ah, you are a merchant.
I am Carle,
Carle.
purveyor of fine goods.
Fine. What do you sell, Carle? With the shop menu, you can spend runes. Telescope. Allows you to see faraway things, in case you weren't aware. Crafting kits. Cookbook. Chain coif. Armor. Notes. How much cash do we have? We shall have a crafting kit.
I am of a nomadic people,
Me too, mate.
selling wares as I travel.
Is that a fishing rod
The
or
land has been
musical
tainted
instruments?
by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
I look very happy to be here.
Goodbye.
Item crafting. You can make various items from materials. Select item crafting from the main menu to make items. You'll need cracked pots or other containers to craft certain items. Container items will run out with use, but containers themselves will remain. Interesting. Item crafting. Make items! Shocking. Okay, so we can make fire pots, rope fire pots, darts, raisins, feed to Torrent. So we're going to get to Torrent as our mount. Shiny stones, never use those. Reveals co-op and hostile summoning signs. Interesting. But we have to craft that. Okay. Don't need to save because it's a Souls game and I assume it auto-saves. Yeah, no. If we don't have to fight him yet, let's not. This is very lush. And surprisingly saturated. And obviously it's quite open. But that's one of the things about Elden Ring. It's more of an open world game. Incantation ahead. Why is it always whole? Guide and gatekeeper for those returning to the roots. Oh? Whoa! Trina's Lily. Hello? I see enemies. time for destruction. Ah, there's our backstab. Take it. Oh. Plonk, plonk, plonk. I should not find that as entertaining as I do. Ooh. Vanquishing enemy groups will replenish your flasks. Didn't they do that in Dark Souls 3? But it was very limited. And it was random. Whereas now it just seems if you find a group of enemies... Ah, there's one of those little stutters that I was hearing people talk about. Noticeable, but not game-breaking. So far. Huh. Mushroom. I don't know how I feel about crafting elements. I wonder if it's a system that you have to use. Seek seed. So this is where that statue was pointing. And there's a site of grace here. Stormfoot Catacombs. I don't need the rest. Hello. A proper death means returning to the Erdtree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. Okay. Try ranged battle. Be wary of left. Aha! You there, sir. This is a good note. You dead? I will not use the shield for the entire game. Oh, hello. Interesting that you can actually run into them to get them to do that. Root resin. I'm just waiting for the inevitable traps. Ooh. Somebody just decided to batter that. What is this? Summoning pools. In each area you may find effigies of martyrs. These effigies are summoning pools. You'll find it easy to summon other players at these locations as cope and hostile summoning signs created with small effigies gather at summoning pools. Boss ahead. Archer ahead. Yes, I saw him. And he probably should have stayed where he was. Pots. Oh. Are you going to drop down? Grave violets. You are going to drop down. That seems quite broken. If I'm honest. I noticed that the stalks of plants stick around. Be wary of enemy. In short, be wary of up. Ah. Up. I'm out of stamina. Fortunately, I have played a Souls game before. Woohoo! Oh, good. Try attacking. Prattling Pate, hello? Be wary of rolling. What was... Emits a voice that says hello? Okay. God knows what the hitbox is going to be like on that. And run! Enemy ahead. 2 enemies ahead, in fact. Oh, cool! The little animation is pointing to them. I don't have anything that I could use that is ranged. Oh, and there's enemies behind here as well. These enemies? They are. Ah! I took some damage. And I died. Ah, okay. Maybe not the best idea to use a shield for those. Haha, you suckers got killed. That's what I was going to do. I was going to lure them into the fire, but I died from blood loss first. Okay. Upon dying, you will be revived at the last sight of grace. You'll drop any runes in your possession. Compass indicates the direction of your lost runes. Nice. Okay, let's do this properly. Okay. Yeah, I've got no way of taunting this guy down. Oh, I almost went too early then. What's up here? Shortcut? No. Let's get our runes back first. Oh, that's to the... Yes. Yoink! Ha 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 ha. Oh! Sucker! Any more for any more? Ghost glove warps. Praise the fire. Indeed. Well done, fire. Well done indeed. Okay, now we can go up here. Can hold down circle, as always, to climb quickly. They're dead. You're also dead. I like this counterattack. So far. Try down. Nah, mate. Ambush ahead in short right. Group ahead. Nice. 2 hits. Oh, you can get that off the You can get that counterattack off the knife that he throws. Well done. Thanks. Summoning spirits. With a spirit calling bell, you can use ashes to summon various spirits. Summoning typically consumes FP. Wandering Noble Ashes. Visions of Friend. Visions of Pots. Okay. How do we do that? Gotcha. Uh-huh. Doesn't tell me how to actually... Somewhere, a heavy door has opened. There's an enemy right here. There was an enemy right there. Not guarding an invisible... keep calling them invisible walls. They are not. There we go. They are not invisible walls at all. They are not invisible in any way, shape, or form. They are secret walls or fake walls. Did this open the door? It did. It opened the door to the boss room. Be wary of rump. Time for death, but praise the Elden Ring. Traverse the mist. Erdtree Burial Watchdog. Nah, okay. Nope. Right, that's got a ground slam move. Oops. Okay, that's its big swingy attack. Oh dear. Okay. Stabby. Toasty. Okay, that's faster than I expected. Nope. Gotcha. Oh, okay, that can be broken. That's his spin attack. The spin? No, slice. Oh. That was me rolling into him. Okay. He seems doable. He's got very kind of pronounced movements. Right, must remember to pick up our runes. No, that's the wrong button. Okay. That's really fast. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. He actually does scoot forwards when he's doing that. Okay. We're fat rolling, so that does hit us as I expected it to. Yeah. So that's the AoE on that will actually A, destroy stuff, and B, go through scenery. No. Well, A, destroy stuff, and B, has quite a wide AoE. That's what I was trying to say. And parrying, well, blocking, he's got very heavy attacks because he's got a thing made of stone. Also, did we lose our stuff? No, not yet. Okay. Oh, that actually hits us from there. No. Ooh, the range on that. Oh, damn it. It's difficult to tell how fast he's going to come down. He gets a lot of airtime for a giant stone cat thing. Circle. Out. Circle. No, that's not the right... Damn it. I'm pressing left stick for run. Damn it! Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay, jumpy. No. Oh. Oh, what? Oh. I don't feel like that should have hit me. Serves me right for going for the kill. Should have stayed back and healed. Okay, that was all right though. So I've got a better idea of this very basic enemies. This is what, our first boss, and we've died 4 times, 5 times, something like that. Not an issue. I seem to have a lot more patience or bosses in these games. Okay. No, that still hit me. It tracked. I can't get close enough. No, that's the... Man, he is a jumpy boy, isn't he? One jumpy boy. I have no idea what I was trying to do there. Right, that does give us enough time to get out. No. Definitely don't want to get stuck near that. And jump. Slash. Oh. Oh, gold. He gets a lot of range on those. Especially that spin slash. Not having any kind of ranged attack is, it's very Souls. It's actually not great in this situation. Maybe I should have taken something with more offensive options. Doesn't matter though, because the way I tend to play Souls games is that I actually try out 2 or 3 different character archetypes up until about the first boss, and then make a decision about what I'm actually going to play. Oh dear Lord. No. Right, so the parry, or the block is of no use here. He's so quick. Oh. I don't seem to be getting any iframes off this dodge at all. Yeah, he tracks on that. That is not something I actually expect from a FromSoft game. Oh. I don't expect that kind of enemy tracking, frankly. Normally, in a Souls game, if somebody commits to an attack, they commit to an attack and it goes where they've started attacking. How did we use the... Summoning pool is now functional. I wanted to... How do I use these noble ashes? Uh... Yeah, it doesn't seem to allow me to use them, so clearly there's more that I need to do. Shooty fire. Okay. Oh, we can just do the running away thing. No, that still hit me. Okay. Right. Spitty fire. Now that's spinny. Slash. Stab. Slash. Jump. Nope. Ah, roll! Damn it! Uh-huh. No. Burn. Okay. No, get out of there. Ugh. Right, this is... No. Got you! Noble Sorcerer Ashes. Ah, wonderful. I did it! Ah. Rump? Oh, rump. Time for fingers. Ah, that's our parry slash guard thing on this. Yes, we shall return to entrance. Okay, so we've got 2 summoning spell things. But I don't know how to use them. Yeah, there's no actual explanation given for how to use them. I was going to sneak up on you, but that's clearly not going to happen. Did I just walk into the fire? I did, didn't I? Muppets. Oh, damn curse. That's got one of my Estus Flask charge back. Materials. Materials. Well, in terms of an introduction to the bosses, that wasn't terrible. He hit quite hard, and there's a little bit of tracking on there that I wasn't super fond of. Are these animals? They are animals. Let's avoid for now. Deer. Actually, let's head back over here. Oh, this isn't depleting stamina. Interesting. Oh, hold on. Memorize spell. Well, that... No, that does not do anything. Huh. Oh, no, I say it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help us.
Wait. Well, you're...
Missionary's cookbook. How much do we have? I have a torch. And we will equip the torch there. Summoning other players. Okay. Do we need to make multiple of those? Yes, we do. Nice. Okay. I shall roll at you. Sheep? Sheep? Was that a sheep? I think that was a sheep. Hello, friend on the path. You look very suspicious. Oh, I thought that was an ambusher. Suck it! Right, looks like we've got bandit camps all over the place here. Nice. Cookery. Try rump. I think I will. Delicious backstabbage. There's a cave over here. Oh. Oh, now that's... Ah, a new sword. And some crossbow bolts. That was a bit of a stuttery, stammery thing. Uh-oh. Seek hole and then offer seed. Do I want to do that? The summoning pool is now functional. Torch attack. Defeating one by one required ahead. Timer for luring out. Cave moss. Ah, the wolves. Wolves can sod off. Dislike. Later. Later. Eh, Demajen, you're such a coward. Yeah, I've got no way of leveling up yet. And I've never, ever claimed to be any good at Souls games. I just enjoy the world building and combats. Being good at them is for other people. One thing that I did not check. Enemy? Enemy. Somebody's fighting their version of him. Alarm! Alarm! Uh-huh. Ooh! You cheeky. What are these? Oh, the ragdolls! The ragdolls! Ah, yes. Not as pronounced as it has been, but the ragdolls are still here. Gatefront. Oh no. Wolves. I don't like dogs in wolves in FromSoft games. Because I'm shit. You saw nothing. Unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna... Oh. I don't think this is going to have Assassin's Creed-like detection mechanics. Oh, hi, friend. Oh, you saucy wench. Oh, shoot. Okay. Ah, the range. Good job they don't hit very hard. Oh no! My god! Woo! Hi, doggy. Bye, doggy. Thin beast bones. Interestingly, didn't get a parry on the doggy. Well, not a parry, a A riposte. That's a glowing skull. You're out of here. Oh, hello. No. Shit. Oh, they're running in for miles. Oh, this isn't good. Note to self. That is a thing that can be done. No. Oh, this guy's like a champion. Oh. Who's going to kill me? Because he poised straight through my counterattack. Okay. Yeah, he's just going to casually saunter off. Let's use the stake, I guess. I guess there must be one close. Oh, yes, there was one right on the edge of the road. Okay, we need to go and get our runes back. Ah, handily, they're right here. Yoink. Oh. You aggroed from a surprising distance. R1 spam. Okay, so guys with oh, there's a site of grace there. Guys with horns, dangerous. Yes, horny guys. They are problems. Let's get this unlocked. Angel ahead. Likely lover. If you say so. Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay. Cutscene bonfire. Hmm? Oh, it's you again. I'd recognise those boots anywhere. Is this going to be our doll?
Greetings, traveller from beyond the fog.
Lip syncing.
I am Melina.
Melina. Hi, Melina. Ooh, cloth physics. Are you horrendously scarred? Yes, you've got an eye issue. Shocking.
You an accord.
That is the FromSoft way of dictating characters of importance.
Heard of the Finger Maidens?
I've heard of
They
maidens.
serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished.
I am not one of these.
But you, I am afraid, are maidenless.
Yes, we've been told this. Ooh.
I can play the role of maiden,
Play the role of.
turning runes into strength.
Give me that sweet level up.
In your search for the Elden Ring.
Okay, sounds like a bargain. What did you get out of it?
You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erdtree.
Okay.
Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Thanks. Spectral steed whistle.
Use it to traverse.
This is going to be our
distances.
mount summoning.
It will summon a spectral steed
Uh-huh.
named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you.
That was kind of him. It.
Treat him with
Him.
respect.
Okay, level
Shall I
up.
turn your runes to strength.
Yes, please.
Let my hand rest upon you. for but a moment. Share them with me.
With the level up menu, you can spend
Thoughts,
runes to increase your
Your
attributes.
ambitions. The principles you would follow.
Okay. Right. Help. Want to see what the stats do. Right, Vigor is HP, fire resistance and immunity. Endurance is stamina and rolling. Okay. We're already level 10, oddly. Yep, I say we go with that. What does mind do? Focus and FP. Level up. Okay, that'll do. Horseback riding. Use the spectral steed whistle to summon and ride your spectral steed. If your steed dies, you can summon it again, but it'll cost a flask to do so. From pouch in the main menu, you can equip 6 items. 4 of those items can be used without opening the main menu. Y and up. Okay. What is that? Oh, that's our dark sign. Gotcha. Right, how do I... Oh, is it going to be on here? No. It said... over here. Switch. There we go. Aha! I have this horse, which can double jump for no readily apparent reason. Oh. That's not how that works. Okay. You cheeky buggers. No. No summoning friends. Ow. That's short-ranged. Oh, and he's still got the horn off. Oh, this is good. No. Ow. Okay. No. No, I keep pressing L, whatever it is, for running. No, that's not good enough. Oh, he got a counter-attack then. Oh, they can do the parry thing too. That did no damage to him. That was dumb. Oh, poise through it. This guy hits really hard. Suck it. Godric Knight armor. I wonder if that's guaranteed or if it's... I suspect it's not guaranteed. Take it. Right, what is your peripheral vision like? Awful. Although, to be fair, you're wearing a helmet, so... Ooh. A flail! Which I cannot use. Because I need 18 dex. There's a slice of grace here. Let us use it. I'm not going to rest. Ooh, there's bat things flying around as well. Is that because it's night? That would be my guess. Some butterflies. Oh, hello. Smouldering butterflies. Oh, balls. No. The action queuing is significant. Ah, I need to take advantage of that because it stuns them enough. Just take that in the face, one. Oh dear. Oh! No, sod off. There we go. That's what I need to do. Get that backstab advantage. Godric's Soldier Helm. Right, can't use that anymore. Oh, there's a... Well, I was going to say there's a passageway down, but there's also a dog there, which I hadn't noticed. There's also... Hi, friend. Yeah, take that. Yoink. There's also a purpley thing here. Oh! Map found. Oh. Okay. Now, is there a stealth mechanic in the sense that you can hide in grass? No. It was worth checking. Very much worth checking. I think I've cleared out this camp, haven't I? There's a guy on a horse over there. Any other things? Oh, that's the one that I opened. Right, in that case... I think... Didn't expect something incredible. Precious item ahead. So much trolling. No? Oh. Adding skills. With a whetstone knife, you can use Ashes of War to grant your armaments new skills at sites of grace. An armament can only have one skill. Any skill it previously had will be removed. An armament's type determines what skills it can have. Some special armaments have unique skills and cannot be granted new ones. With a whetstone knife, you can use Ashes of War to grant affinities to your armaments at sites of grace. An armament's type determines what affinities it can have. This is a poor note. Because you're full of it. Okay. So... Oh, actually. This is a good note. Well done, good note. Interesting, that's no longer glowing. I wonder if there was a reason for that. Uh-huh. Lord Sworn's Great Sword. A sword that is great. Try attacking. Try attacking what? Godric Soldier Helm ×1. What was this? Another glowy skull. Yeah, it is. Okay. Right, now we can rest at the site of grace. Ashes of War. With the Ashes of War menu, you can use Ashes of War to grant skills and affinities to your armaments. Okay. So this can have Storm Stomp, which changes the scaling to Dex a little bit. It gives it a new ability on left trigger, and it takes it from 117 plus 14 physical to 100 plus 18 physical. Huh. So it's 131 to 118. Ah, and we can actually change the... We can go from standard scaling to quality scaling, which is strength and dexed. But if we go quality changes the stats. Standard just gives it the... Yeah, so that's only when it's being dual-wielded. Dual-wielded? Two-handed. I know what I meant. As I said, the likelihood that this is the character that I'm going to be going through the game with is slim. Holy crap, I've been recording for 2 hours. Be wary of, Ow! Hi, friend. Those arrows are homing. Like, really homing. Nope. Oh. You died. Certainly did. Ew. So it looks like something's rotted out its intestines. Well. That's a lot of enemies to deal with. No. Oh, god damn it. Oh, he's following. Tell you what, mates. Yeah, so we are... Just run straight into that. No! Running away! No. I run! Golden Seed. Alright, I am still being followed. Wolves dropping from the sky. Do not agree with. This is not how wolves work. Don't know what that was that just moved there. Don't want to know just yet. There's a sheep. I hope. They look like sheep. They are sheep. Oh, Sight of Grace. Praise the jumping. Stone sword key. Oh, hello.
Everyone's been grafted.
Sorry, I've just stuck a sword through your
Everyone
neck.
came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their
Ooh.
legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it. You're all on your own and heading to Storm. Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider?
I have
Well,
not.
That makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. I want to be like everyone else,
Ew.
but I'm just too scared.
What's that
I'm
smeared across my
nothing but
face?
A craven.
A craven. A coward. Okay. It's a bit windy up here. I suppose that's why I call it Stormhill, because, you know, there's a storm and everything. Let's rest. Huh. Okay, so we got... No, not item crafting. We got a stone... Stone... Ah! Used to break an imp statue seal. Okay. We also got new weapon. Right, this has got a higher crit and is more of a quality weapon. Also does less damage. But weighs less. Same moveset though. Yeah. We also got a flail, which we can't use. And can't use it properly, but we can at least equip it and try it. Whoa! Doesn't really feel like appropriate equipment for a confessor. And I still have no idea how those are used. Yeah, so we've got the Graveside Cave. So these are sites of grace we've unlocked. Yeah. That blockade was nasty. Yeah, I can see we are getting some slight performance decreases, but they seem to be kind of random as to when they are happening, frankly. Guy on the road? Does he have friends? He does have friends. Hello, sir. Right, that's what Storm Stamp does. Oh, he's got himself a buff. which can murder me. Okay. You died. Well, at least we get the little mark on the compass to show us how to get back to our souls. Runes. Soul runes. What was that? Is that a giant caterpillar-y thing? Ooh. It is a giant caterpillar-y thing. Well, that was a trap. Yeah, well, that's a thing. So they just blow themselves up when you get near if they're in that circular mode. Whatever floats your spherical boat, I guess. They seem to be very slow. These trees are very bouncy. Ooh, there's that giant guy. Was that me just... No. It's a tortoise. Dog. This is clearly not a dog. It's not like got a human head or something, has it? Turtle neck meat. Lovely. Oh, there's more of these gianty boys around. Yeah, this wasn't a good idea, was it, Dema? You thought, oh, let's go and attack the thing. No. Okay. He tough. Let's run. I haven't checked if there's fall damage. Have I? Probably do that at some point. Hidden path ahead. Yeah, I suspect you're full of shit. Yeah, that's the giant on the bridge that jumps down. This is a bad idea. That is a bad idea. That's fine. We were simply checking. Now, where's it put our souls? Has it put our souls up at the top? I have a feeling it might have done. Yeah, it has. Okay. Oh, we could just click on things and... Okay. So we can get around quite quickly then. Ah, I wonder if we can use that right before we hit the ground. Okay. The riding controls are nice and tight. Ah, that's where I was going wrong. So, in order to attack to your left-hand side, you use left bumper. And right-hand side, you use right bumper when you are on the horse. Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to. Beast Deliver. Yeah, the open world elements to this are an interesting touch. Why is that tree glowing? Mine. Also mine. Oh. Oh, it's a bloodstain. Uh-oh! I think not. Oh, I've had stamina. I've got a stamina bar, haven't I? Oops. Why did I not die then? Oh dear. I don't know why I didn't die then. Yeah, something tells me that's going to have a massive... Massive AoE to it. Gotcha! Wow, nothing for it. Didn't expect weak foe. Weak foe. I guess there's going to be multiple of them. Or maybe that one was just there to surprise us. Or give us the opportunity for mounted combat, I suppose. Oh, those are bats up there. Rune fragments. Just randomly an emote at the top of the world. Play that bat. Oh, there's another one. You suck. I've no idea what I'm really doing here. Starlight shards. That strikes me. Used to gradually recover FP. I didn't notice. Did we get a big chunk of runes for defeating that stone giant? Were those jellyfish? Oh, that's going to take some getting used to. They are jellyfish. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Now. Do the jellyfish summon undead? Oh no, they keep coming back. Okay. So today we have learned, don't piss off the jellyfish. Or have we? Some of them seem... Some of them seem to be red and aggressive already. I don't know. How very mysterious. People on the road. Nice. Ow. Handley? We can do quite a lot on horseback. And as long as we only use one flask charge for a group like that, we break even because we get it back at the end. There's a thingy spike. Rushing in required ahead. Ash of War, wild strikes. I'm being shot at by something surprisingly accurate. I can't take this. Be wary of bird. Be wary of birds. I do not see any bird. Not that that necessarily means anything. But I do not see burb. Hello? Oh, hello!
You. Please. I can read them.
Read what?
Your fingers. Please, your fingers. Oh, bless you. Head to the foundation of gold tarnished.
Okay.
Traverse Rea Lucaria, glintstone eventide,
Uh-huh.
and reunite the half crescents at the grand lift. Oh, but the bridge is collapsed and
Yes.
cannot be crossed.
You've got no eyes.
Only, why should that matter? Stormvale Castle still stands tall.
Thanks.
You're
Okay. So, is this hinting at... Be wary of horse. Secret ahead. A cookbook. Delicious. Could this be something incredible? No, it's a wall. You know it's a wall. Oh, you on the other hand. Ashes of War Stormwall. Is that the same one? No. I'm wondering if these things are reusable or are they one and done jobby? Because if they're a one and done jobby, then obviously we need to think a lot harder about when we're going to use them. Didn't expect hidden path. Praise the rump. Where actually are we? Rump required ahead. Ah, nest. Oh. Be wary of wolf. Seek God. Danger ahead. Bridge ahead. Ah! Many doggos! I hate fighting dogs. Oh. Oh yeah, that was our flashback from fighting the pack, wasn't it? Got to get used to that as an idea. Where are we? We're heading off towards the edge of the map. Praise the rump. Yeah, oh, another doggy. Liurnia of the Lakes. Okay, one at a time. Not one at a time. Right. Must remember I can do that. Uh-huh. Gotcha. And we refilled our flask again. At some point, one of these won't be trolling. Wolf ahead. Where are we going? We're around the back of the castle now, aren't we? Still no checkpoints. Oh. The checkpoint's over here. Interesting. And that's no, I keep doing that. Pointing us over here. Yes. Well. Do we have a photo mode? That's, yeah. That's a thing. Oh, I'm gonna keep on doing that. Oh, I suppose we could actually rest here, couldn't we? Let's spend our currency.
Forgive me. I've been testing you.
Okay.
To determine if the Elden Ring would truly
And what have you decided?
if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous
And you have
path.
found us wanting.
It seems my worries were unfounded.
Oh.
Torrent had your measure from the very start,
Well done, Hoss.
whereas I merely
I've only killed you
pretended.
once.
There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance.
Oh.
I can take you to the Roundtable Hold,
Oh.
gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
What is this? And why would I want to do it? The Roundtable Hold is a place where tarnished gather, guided by grace. Combat is prohibited due to a pact of non-aggression. Didn't expect cleric.
Oh, I see you've just arrived.
How do you see this?
Welcome to the Roundtable Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth.
You seem to have a...
I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the two fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order. So that one day, if a tarnished of the Roundtable Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
Yes?
You do? Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed.
Oh.
Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the two fingers?
Yeah, go on then. Cure poison, magic negation, fire damage, shockwave, fire. Interesting. So that is a faith attack. Huh. That requires quite a lot of FP. Interesting. Gonna have that. Right, it costs us It was about 3 urgent heals. Let's have that.
May the golden...
May the golden... Right, does this count as a... Yeah. So put that on there. That on there. Okay. You.
Ah, hello. You must be new here.
I am.
Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. Anyway, have you met a young woman named Liurnia on your travels? She's my servant. But fickle as the
no.
wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
I haven't seen her. Hold on.
Greetings.
You.
Nice to see you again. My name is Roderica. I should have told you sooner.
You should.
Isn't this place impressive, though? The Roundtable Hold. Covert quarters of the Two Fingers. And gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord. I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots. Although, it's all a bit much for me.
Everything's a bit much for you.
I'm still looking for my own purpose.
Yeah, huh? Hi.
Oh, this is I can't remember the last time a new Tarnished made
A new
their way to the round
Tarnished.
table.
That's
Very
a
well.
nice stick you got there.
As your senior, I bid you welcome.
Thanks.
It is safe here. You may let down your guard.
I may. Door ahead. This door is blocked shut. Okay. So we've got a cleric trainer. You look suspiciously like a rogue trainer. Skeleton. Oh, skeleton. What do you want? Well, he ain't talking to us, but he's giving us an emote, so... Yay. Destruction? Hi? Oh. Wolf Ashes, Rapier, Longsword, Spirit Calling Bell. Ah, do we need this? Ah, spirits can only be summoned in the vicinity of a rebirth monument. Okay, so we need that in order to be able to... Oh, we've got things that can trick players. Scimitar. Ah, grants the blessing of an equipped great rune. Okay. Increases memory slots. Oh no, that's for sorcerers. Oh no. We need those as well. Don't know what a bell bearing is. Why is it always door? Why internet? Why is it always door? If any of you know, please enlighten me. Turn back. Praise the Elden Ring. Ah, tree. There's a lot of bloodstains down there. Some armor. A blacksmith. A woman on a bed. Hello?
Greetings, great champion called by grace.
That's us.
I am Fear.
Fear.
Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Roundtable Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But
I mean,
briefly,
I am
perhaps
lonely.
you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Balderkin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act. Ah, my
Yeah, go on
thanks,
then.
great champion.
Here's a hug.
You are very warm.
Balderkin's blessing.
What you felt light up inside you was a Balderkin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
Nice. Free hugs whenever we want. Cheers, lady. I like hugs. Try. Right, what is a Balderkin's blessing? That's item crafting. Uses FP to temporarily boost poise. Hello. Okay. You seem normal.
You're a new face. No matter. It's all the same.
The sword's done, mate.
Let's get smithing.
Strengthen armament. Ashes of War duplication. Ah. Right, so we can strengthen. Yeah. We've got nothing we can put on this. Oh! Storm Wall. Swing the shield to create a wall of storm winds in front of you, deflecting arrows and other such physical projectiles. Can also be used in the same way as a regular parry. Okay, so there's no actual reason not to use that. Okay. Slightly upgraded our gear. Why is it always door? Why though? Door? Praise the jumping. Praise the dead end. Can I open the door? I cannot. I am, however, going to have to applaud that as a message. Message ahead. Therefore, message. Oh. Interesting. A black key crossbow. Don't have one. I like the fact that we get a little animation for it regardless. 14 strength, 16 dex. Still quite a heavy load. That doesn't seem to make a huge amount of difference, actually. It takes quite a lot to get us down to light load. Possibly a bit too much. I guess that's everything that we can do here for now. But kind of feel like I don't want to do that just yet. Right, we don't have enough stuff to... We've already sorted that. Oh, something else we can look at. Ruin fragments are used for crafting items. Ah, golden runes are... Yes. Yeah, so it still takes us out of the menu. The effects are very pretty. Okay. This one's going to be 1,000? No, 1,600. Okay. This will help us level up a little bit more. No. Have a look. I wonder how... how we get more spell slots. Also, how do we get out of here? Yeah, because when it says leave, that's just for leaving. This door's locked.
Be sure to tell me if you meet. She's a servant to my house. She's been my... I've lost count of them.
Maybe we need to... Strong foe required ahead. Mad Tongue Albrick. Oh, he's a sorcerer. Okay. So he does sparky clouds. Oh, dear Lord. I assume he can run out of magic at some points. Ow. Well. Equip a bow to 5 hours. Thanks. Doesn't explain how to get out of here. Oh, no, he's back. Hold on. Cipher patter? Place the fire. Right, can he find... No! Can he find us? No, that is not a way out. That is also not a way out. Oh. Okay. You died. Blood loss. Oh, we can just teleport out, can't we? We can just teleport out. Because that is a thing that we can do. Okay, so we've lost our souls, but that's fine. Hey, mate. Okay, here's a boss. Put away. Actually, he's an open world boss. Whoa. Can I cheese him in the doorway? Or have they thought of that? Okay. Up. Yeah, I'm screwed here. Dear Lord, he's knocking the... He's knocking the tower down. Oh. Well. I did die. It's true. Eek. What is that? Huh. Okay. Well, I think that is going to be it for my first recording session of Elden Ring. Because I've been playing for 3 hours now, and I don't feel like I've made a huge amount of actual progress. It's an interesting one. It feels similar in some ways to a traditional Souls game. But it's also got this big open world thing to go with it. And the more open environments are an interesting choice. I think that's all I'm prepared to say at the moment. They are an interesting choice. The combat itself is as expected. The open worldiness, considering I've been playing 20, 30 plus hours of Horizon Forbidden West recently, the open worldiness is a little bit on the lacklustrous side so far. In comparison, I don't mean that as a massive negative. I just mean that in comparison to another game that I've been playing, it feels less interesting. I'm hoping that will change. It's this icon at the side. Ah! That's what enables us to use these. So once that little icon on the far left-hand side is there, we can summon friends. As long as we've got them equipped. Oh! I want to destroy those, do I? That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, the character class that I've chosen, not that character class really makes a huge amount of difference in a Souls game, because, you can always change. You can always adapt what you are playing. Missed. There is a bit of slowdown, though. That much I will say. This looks like a poisonous swamp area, doesn't it? Do we want to go down into the swampy area? Why is it always bog? It is a good question, my friends. It is a good question. Missed. Fail. Fail. There we go. Took a little bit more effort than I would have liked. Yeah, I think the thing that I'm enjoying the most about Elden Ring is the discovery of a new Souls game, essentially, of figuring out... Try pickle. Figuring out what is new, what is the same, how this particular world works differently. You know, all of that kind of jazz. I mean, so far, it's certainly not another Bloodborne, but... Oh, hello. Obviously, I'm massively biased when it comes to Bloodborne, what with it being the best game ever. In my opinion. But yes, it will be interesting to see how these things are different to what we expect. This actually does not look. Dragon-burnt ruins. That was a big dragonfly. Oh, hold on. Dragon-burnt, you say? Oh, a guy on a horse. I got one of them too. Ow. So we've got full-on mountain combat, which is oddly tricky. Ouch. Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to. Is the mounted combat. Not sure I'm a fan of how that works. Although again, I probably need a weapon. NPC. Probably need a weapon with a better mounted range. Hello. You have an amazing hat.
You do well to steer clear of a gill-like fledgling. A dragon.
Oh,
Roost there.
a good
It's as fearsome
a dragon. Wonderful.
as it is majestic. So, unless you're mad or wish to be burned alive,
I
stay
am
clear
not
of
really
it.
these things. Praise the friendship.
Don't be a fool.
Turn back. Ooh. Battle going on down there. Some kind of weird cratery thing. I keep trying to press the same button as you open the map to close the map, and that's not how it works. I kind of feel like that's how it should be how it works. A camp with a yoinkable item. I'm wondering... Ah, Sight of Grace. That's what I was after. I'm wondering what other people's impressions of this are going to be. Now, the thing about Souls games is that they tend to be a reasonably guided experience. Maybe that's the wrong word. The levels as something that are much more... No, as something that is much less open. I do wonder what they're going to think of this. But no. Anyway, we are done for this session. I'm going to go and have a little play around and actually probably go to bed. But 3 hours worth of Elden Ring. It certainly held my attention. How long it will be able to keep my attention is anybody's guess, because the setting and the stories, such as they are certainly not as intriguing as Bloodborne's or even Sekiro's. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not finding it lackluster. Don't get me wrong. I was maybe expecting a little bit more of a guided experience for the start, but, you know, I'm going to go and do some leveling up and stuff, and then we'll come back and see how we get on. Thank you very much for watching these first impressions of Elden Ring. It's finally here. Let's hope it's good all the way through. Cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.